Hey guys, it's Edwin here. Today I'll be answering this question of what do you do, let's say, if your abusive ex calls you and tells you that, hey, I've changed. This is actually a common scenario, especially when you've been in this hot and cold relationship. Let's say you've started to move on, and then maybe you've also started to see someone else, or you are working on yourself somehow, and then your abusive ex calls you and tells you that, hey, I apologize for the past and I've changed my behaviors and I want you back. What do you do? Let's first understand this. I know the first thing you will do actually is depending on who you are in the present moment. What you will do depends on how you view yourself in the present moment. If you've not yet really worked on yourself, or you've not yet understood your boundaries, you will stick to that message of, hey, I've changed. You don't even try to scrutinize if they've really changed or not. No, you just rush back to it because you may be feeling so lonely. You may be feeling like you will end up being alone, or you may be feeling that if you miss this chance, your ex will find someone else and enjoy their lives with someone else, and even fulfill those future promises they had made with you with someone else. But the thing is, before you respond to that question, you have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself this: have I changed since the last time I was with my ex? If you are still the same person you were before you were with your ex, don't even think about going back. Here's why. You see, you were in that relationship not because your ex was, not because only your ex was bad. No, you were in that relationship because of how you believed about yourself. You are in that relationship, or you stick to that relationship because of your lack of boundaries, or because of your unhealed wounds, or because of your vulnerabilities and your weaknesses. So, if you don't work on those vulnerabilities and weaknesses after leaving the relationship, the same vulnerabilities and weaknesses will be exploited by the same person who claims that they've changed, right? Who claims that they've changed if you go back to the relationship. So you just look at yourself and ask yourself a question like, have I really changed? Do I understand my boundaries? And can I uphold these boundaries? If you can uphold your boundaries, if you've really gone for therapy and really processed your past, that's the only time you have to maybe think about it. Make sense? But if you've not gone for any form of therapy, or worked on yourself, or worked on developing healthy boundaries and knowing when to say no and when to uphold those boundaries, then don't think about it. It doesn't matter if they've changed or not. That's the first scenario. Even if they've changed, don't go there, because even if you go there, you'll still be going with the same mindset which kept you in the relationship. But if you've worked on yourself, at least you'll be going back with a great mindset of knowing the red flags, knowing when to walk away, knowing what you cannot tolerate from them. And that's how you handle this. But another scenario is also the best way to know if your ex has changed, or your abusive ex has changed, is to actually soberly ask them, what have they done to change? Yeah, because I know you may want to go to the back to that relationship, because we always want to go back to this investment we've made. So you may ask us, hey, so what have you done to change? That's the point where you will know if they've really changed. If they tell you that, I've started reading books, blah blah blah, no, that's not possible. You can't really just change by reading books. You have to seek help. If they tell you something like, hey, I went for therapy, you can even go ahead and tell them, hey, who's your therapist? Can I talk to your therapist? Something in that kind of sense, really trying to scrutinize if the change they're talking about is actually from action or just words. No, you're not looking at their words, you're looking at the actions they've taken to change. This is the second scenario. The first scenario is, of course, to look at yourself. But if you look at yourself and feel that I've actually changed, maybe I still like this person, look at the other person, look at what they're telling you. Do they really mean it? Or is it just the empty words, the same words you've received in the past? Yeah. And also, the other thing, you should not be afraid of losing that partner, even if they've changed. In fact, the best thing to do is be willing to lose that person. If you're not willing to lose them, then it means that there's still more work to be done in yourself. Like a relationship should be this point where you are willing to lose the other person. Not you are not willing to lose them, you are willing to lose them. Because the moment you are willing to lose them means that there is a form of detachment from the other person. There is a form of detachment from your abusive ex. So don't take their word for it and just jump and ignore everything which happened in the past. No, just scrutinize, look at your boundaries, look at their changed behavior, and look at what they've done to really change, and then now you can decide if you want to go back. But 9 times out of 10, going back to your ex is never really the best option. I know you might want to force it, but it's never really the best option, because your mind will want you to go back, and your mind will want to minimize and rationalize what they did in the past. But unless you really work on yourself on a deeper level, it's really hard even to forgive them, because you will always be thinking about what they did in the past. Unless you really work on yourself to the point that where you really work on releasing the painful emotions, the anger and resentment you have towards their actions, going back is never an option. Yeah. Hope you found that informative, guys. So don't take their word for it that they've changed, but instead look at yourself, look at your boundaries, and look at if you still carry any resentment or anger towards them, and also look at their actions and behaviors. Until next time, guys, have a wonderful day.